Okay guys, after many weeks, we are ready to start this thing up. I do have the jets running. We got it filled late last evening, so one pump is on, but the real magic's gonna happen up there. It starts going through the filter and we get to waterfalls. Elise, what do you think?
I'm so excited.
So excited.
Yes.
Let's get her started.
It is worth doing this to have this kind of life and childhood for our children. And yeah, absolutely, I would do it again.
You might ask how a job like this can take so long. Yeah, I hate to break it to you. This is what's taking place up here. But hey, we'll probably get there. We'll probably get there here by the end of the summer. Hey guys, another week here on the swim pond project. Yesterday was a dusty, hard day, but we got all of this cut in. Today is the leveling process. These flagstone patios have a lot of labor in. We lay them in here, cut each piece until it fits, and we mark them out, cutting the outside edges. And then when you've done all of that, then you need to go along and level each piece because they're all a different thickness. The swim pond has been running for probably, I think we started it Thursday around lunchtime, and we just had about 2 inches of rain last night, and it really clouded it up. It was clear enough I could see the bottom. But on new construction, right after a real heavy rainstorm, some of the edges will wash in, and this is not unusual. As the pond matures and stuff settles in a little bit and plants and mulch and stuff get done around it, that problem goes away. But it's a little unfortunate because it had been really clear. Waterfalls are looking really nice. We do have a falls up on the top that we had a little bit of a foaming problem with. That one's shut down right now. We have to touch up some of that foam. Then, as soon as we have all of this nasty hardscape done, we do the fun work where we come in here and do all the aquatic plantings and the fun stuff, the last 10%. And then of course there's like an acre of lawn seeding and cleanup and all of that stuff. And an additional front project is happening in the front of the house, walkway, landscape, lighting, all of that stuff. So we still got a lot of work to do, but we are making progress. Look at that leveling action. It's incredible. That's the kind of thing I won't do. I'm gonna go cut in more flagstone. Hey guys, it's a few weeks after we completed the swim pond project. We came back today to put in a little bit of thyme because we had, a little bit of time. We had the time to come plant some thyme and some creeping Jenny and stuff. So last little bit, first thing I saw when I pulled up here is that. Look at that lawn. Wow. I love what Hydroseed does. But yeah, check this out. I think the project came together really nicely. Really went well, aside from, a few days there where we had a whole bunch of contractors. We had, they redid the siding and basically did a redo of the whole house. So we had siding people here, we had fence people here, and then we were here. So we had contractors crawling over each other for a while, but the whole project went off without a hitch. The pond doesn't leak, which is always a tremendous relief to me. There is a lot of construction that happens on there, and each time that I fill one up, it's like, I feel like I can't breathe. And then when it all works out, it's incredible. I got the chance to come up here. My wife brought our kids up and we went swimming in it. So cool. I want one of these in my yard, but I can tell you it's gonna be a while. The other challenging aspect of this project was flagstone. We did flagstone until we couldn't see straight. So much cutting. It looks really awesome, but once you cut it all, then you have to go level it all. It's very, very time consuming. But I think it fits the project well. Whenever we do water features, we tend to lean toward flagstone because it's a little bit more of a rustic, natural look. We also, when we were finished with the back project, we redid the front walks, tore out some old concrete walks and put in a flagstone walk. I have a confession to make. DJ was off for 2 days and I was supposed to run the cameras and I may have not. So I'm just gonna show you the finished product. You just have to trust me that we put it in, because we did. Check this out. So what we had was, it was like a 3-foot concrete walk going up here, and then there was, it was broken and there was some big steps up there. And we kind of redid it so that the whole thing flows nice and gradual. We took out all the steps except for that top one. There we cut in a natural stone step, so it looks a lot better. And also put in, you know, plants and lights and that kind of thing. So we did rework the entire front landscape. Looks pretty awesome. Alrighty, let's check this out. All flagstone walkway. So here is the big flagstone area. As you can see, they got all their patio furniture out here. The pond is super clear. They had a good bit of an algae problem, which is pretty normal for a new ecosystem. We put in more plants, we stepped up the ion gen and the dosing system, and that algae problem has gone away largely. They put in some dye, I think probably to get a little bit more shade to it. Got a little bit of a blue look to it. I think it's doing its job. This was a little afterthought we added to the project. Just we put in a little bit of a flagstone pad over there with flagstone walkway going over here. Today we planted it all up with thyme in here. That'll grow in pretty full, should look pretty awesome. The idea behind that pad was just to create a spot where you can, there's like a 5-foot wall right there, and so we wanted to create a spot where you could climb up and jump off. I'm a huge fan of how this flagstone turned out in here. This is the first we've done that. It looks really good in this setting. We have some steps going down in here, some more steps going down in there. DJ will get you some nice B-roll. He should. He better make us look good. So this section right here is 5 foot deep, except for like there's a little landing up there that's only 2 foot deep. You can see those big flagstone pieces down there. I love how that looks. Waterfalls going up there, and a big bog system, which is doing its job really well. It's incredible what all of that gravel does for filtration. And that section is just like a 2 foot deep section. Thanks for following along on this build. Let me know what you think. Reach out in the comments. I want to hear what you think of it. If you got any questions, I generally reply to those. I always feel like on these projects, they take a lot of planning, and I always feel like I let you down a bit on the filming. There's parts of it that got missed, but here it is. DJ is gonna grab you some beautiful B-roll. You're gonna hear from Elise what they think about the project, and they are loving it, so can't wait for you to hear it from them. If you like this kind of content, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you in the next one. The Tussey experience was a positive one for you, and that's good. And just looking back at what we have done, the whole process, now that you know what it looks like, would you go through that again?
I would go through it 100 times, over and over again, knowing that what it looks like, what it does to our family. Again, just going back to what it has given our kids and our family and extended family. It's worth every penny. It is worth doing this to have this kind of life and childhood for our children. And yeah, absolutely, I would do it again, even knowing how big of a scope it is. But yeah, absolutely, I would do it again.
That sounds pretty positive. Now that it's in, do you have a part that is like your favorite part of the feature?
Yes.
That you knew was going to be your favorite, or that surprised you?
I actually have two. So on one of the rocks on the lower part, naturally there is a heart that's etched into one of the boulders, like a natural heart, which is I think
I picked that out. I knew it was there.
Yes, but I love that part. And also the other part that I love is, again, one of the reasons that I love Tussey is this part over here, that walking path, was not a part of the original design. But as we were doing it, you guys said, you know what? If your kids are walking through that, we don't want mulch. Maybe we take a little jump spot over there, and so that entire spot with the flagstone little area where my kids jump off at and they walk through the walking path, that has been my favorite, and I think it's my kids' favorite spot of the entire pond. And it wasn't even in the original concept, and that's why you guys are so professional and the experts of what you do, because you can put this design together, and as you see the landscape and it taking shape, you guys are the ones that say, you know what, we can even make it better. And I appreciate that, because it did just add so much value to our children's experiences.
That's awesome. Projects do evolve, and it doesn't matter how much time they spent in the office designing something. Once you're out there building, there's always these things that pop up.
Yes.
And one of the things that I tell Derek, is like, our designer, is like, give me some direction, give me enough of direction so that I know what I'm doing, but don't put me in a box.
Yes.
You know, I want the freedom to know that as I see cool ideas that we can do them. So that's cool. You have a beautiful backyard. It looks to me like it's reached the pinnacle of what it can be. Do you have plans?
Yes.
What's going to be next?
What is next? So we're going to take a break for a little bit, but eventually we're going to work with Tussey and do a pavilion over on this side with an outdoor kitchen. And we'd like to actually put a bathroom out here. So that's cool. Our pond gets used so much that it would be nice to have a changing room or a bathroom out here, so that we didn't have to all the wet towels and stuff get dragged through the house. So, but yeah, that's the next thing is
kind of like pool house, outdoor kitchen. Move the entire experience outdoors. Yes,
as we have grilled out every weekend that it's been nice, and it would just be so awesome to have it right there and just make it, if you can imagine, it doesn't even seem like it could get better, but elevate it even more.
I know that it can. And actually, coming back to like how important the communication is between the client and the contractor is, I knew about this plan already because Elise told us, and because I knew that, I build water features and falls with that future plan in mind. And I didn't care if it's 5 years down the road, if it's 10 years down the road, if it's 2 years down the road, because I know that they have the vision of that future build. I can build this to interact with that. So let me know what you're thinking, because I can build with that in mind.
Like now, when we do it, if I hadn't told you about those plans, there wouldn't have been that waterfall that's gonna face that future design, which I think is awesome that you added that. And again, just goes to show that you guys care about your clients, you know, care about the experience that they're getting, and you guys are experts. To be able to think about that and put that into play for the future was just really kind of Tussey.
Thank you. Well, hey, I appreciate the interview. I appreciate working with you. Hopefully some of these questions and answers can help you in your decisions for your backyard, and hopefully I'll see you soon.